Hello Aquarius, welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm your astrologer and tarot card reader, Mary Trimble, here with your readings for January the 10th through the 16th. Guys, let me tell you, I recorded some readings 3 times. This is my second time recording this. So I found out that Mercury is about to go retrograde on Sunday, and so there's always a shadow period, and that's when it really affects me usually. And I found out that one of my ports in my computer for the software for the audio wasn't working. I thought it was on, but it wasn't recording because the port wasn't working. Anyway, darling, second time around. Aquarius. This is for Aquarius. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Aquarius for February the 10th, which is today? I'm hoping to get this up by the end of the day, and to February the 16th. Today would have been my mum's birthday. My mum was an Aquarius. She would have been 91 today. She passed away when she was 89 and a half, so a year and a half ago. A bit more than that, actually, maybe, yeah. Anyway, this is for Aquarius. Oh, so happy birthday to all you late Aquarians, and for my lovely granddaughter, Jayanne. It's her birthday on the 18th. She's 16. Oh my goodness. Where did that time go? I was only 3 when I had my son. Only kidding. Okay. This is for Aquarius. 3 cards for Aquarius. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Aquarius for the 10th through the 16th of February? 3 cards. 1 more. There's crossover here, guys. Check out your sun, moon, and rising down below. 1 more card for Aquarius. 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 1 more card for Aquarius. There it is. Oh, darling. Okay, now let's go to our clarifying cards. These are clarifying cards for Aquarius. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information. Oops. Can you give Aquarius through those clarifying cards? For the 10th through the 16th, this is Aquarius. Aquarius. Please clarify. Oh, there you go. Oh, please clarify the... Oh, there you go. And please clarify the 7 of... Oh, please clarify 7. Okay. Please, there it is. Oh. Love will keep us together. Think of me, babe, whenever. Alrighty then. Oh, so please, listen, these are general readings, guys. So take what resonates, leave the rest. If you would like a personal, more tailored, in-depth reading, click on this link here and it'll take you to my website. You can see the kind of readings and the services that I offer. I am doing a macro view like this, and I'm doing a micro view. So let me know. I mean, it's a lot of work in editing. So if you're unbothered by it, you know, I can go back to the regular way. Anyway, the first card out is the 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups is really, you know, I always think of Neptune. It's about being in the past. It's about kind of daydreaming. It's thinking about, you know, your childhood, and perhaps you were thinking about it being a more innocent time. And, you know, because sometimes we do that. As we get older, we're like, oh, you know, that was so innocent that time, and I wish I was back there now. But really, if we're transported back to that time, it's never how we imagine it. If we really, our memories change. So this is really looking at the past. It's being kind of stuck in the past too sometimes. It can also mean that, it can literally mean that children are on your mind and you are taken up with the worries of perhaps your children or your nieces or nephews, some children in your family or friends. So this is, but this really represents the past. So it represents you kind of living in the past in some way. Now, clarifying it is the Ten of Wands. Now, the Ten of Wands it's a card that really means that you have kind of taken on too much. That's why it makes me think maybe it is your children, or you're looking after children, or there's some kind of over-the-top responsibilities that you've taken on. And it's blocking you from moving forward. And actually, this could be you just really being in the past and kind of daydreaming, going back to the past. You could be taken up with that. And what this is doing, look, when the Ten of Wands comes in, it can mean control. It can mean that you don't delegate because you don't trust others to do a good job like you can do. So it can be that. And that's a form of control. It's, it's like being a martyr, right? It's sacrificing yourself almost. And the problem is you're not going anywhere by carrying that baggage. Actually, this, for some of you, this is definitely for people who have childhood baggage. Oh, wow. In a big way. Okay. So I'm getting that the people who need to hear this are the ones that are really carrying their childhood baggage forward into their relationships, into their life. And you know what? You must let this go. You've got to drop it because it's holding you back. You've got to handle it. You've got to deal with your childhood trauma and issues, because it's kind of not. It's doing a number on your relationships. It could be doing a number on your children or your partner. Or relationships at work even, because we are fashioned by our experience, right? Our experiences. So we are not responsible for what we experience, but we are responsible to recover from them. So we need to kind of address them and let them go once and for all to move on, because this is holding you back in life. It's holding you back from really experiencing pure love, because it's a damage, it's a childhood trauma or some kind of baggage. Look, it could be past relationships that you're bringing into relationships. You're judging your present by what happened to you in the past, and that's what's blocking you. So drop the baggage, darling. Sort it out and drop it so that you can move forward. And look, there is the next card out is the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is this beautiful kind of foundation, right? So it's almost like you built a foundation. This comes in when you've kind of completed something. Now, it can be a project. It can be, a piece of art. It can be some kind of phase that has come to an end, or not completely come to an end, but a phase of it has come to an end, perhaps. And you're feeling very proud of what you've accomplished. It's something that you've accomplished and you're feeling very proud of, and you really want to celebrate. And it's such a beautiful celebratory card, and it's important to celebrate with loved ones. This can mean that you are revisiting, your home, going back to your roots. This can mean if you're living in a foreign country, you could go back to your original country or a place that you loved when you were a childhood, or your family. It's like a reunion. It's like the community. This is a beautiful foundation that you have built, and you want to celebrate. This is you've probably, this can be that you've laid a groundwork down from which you can jump. But I will say that you must handle your baggage from the past in order, like this is a wonderful time, yes, celebrate. But in order to move forward successfully, you need to kind of let go of the past, right? Now, clarifying the Four of Wands is the King of Swords. And the King of Swords, he's like the Justice card, right? He's very fair, but he's karmic. So karma is coming into your reading. This is a time when you really need to be very honest, very upfront, no lies, keep your side of the street clean. You have to, I feel that you could really create some karmic debt if you don't take the straight and narrow. Don't resist any shortcuts, resist silly little lies, resist that. It's like when the urge is to lie about something, resist it. And this, I'm talking to my granddaughter right now. Stop lying. Stop telling untruths, let's put it that way. Yeah, you really, look, your strength is in the truth. So this, look, he is the champion for justice, the king, and he has no qualms in throwing down that gavel and passing judgment. So don't create any karmic debt right now. It's really important at this moment. Now, yeah, look at this. You have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is nefarious behavior. Now, this can be you. It can be that silly little lies that you're telling, or it can be you. Look, this is somebody that gets discovered. When the Seven of Swords comes in, it's a thief, he's a liar, he's a cheater, or she. I'm going to say they. Let's not be binary here. I want to be all-inclusive. They get caught. It is revealed that they are either lying, cheating, stealing, or doing not having your best interest at heart, stabbing you behind the back, whatever this is. Now, this can be you, Aquarius. You have to ask yourself, is this you? Be really honest with yourself. This can be denial too. And clarifying it is the Lover's card. So this is a partner. This is about love. Either you are not being completely honest in this relationship, or the other person is, or you're not really seeing this relationship for what it is. Now, for some of you, this can mean a friendship. But for those of you who are listening to this, who need to hear this, are perhaps not seeing the truth in the situation that you're in with your partner. Maybe you're not telling the truth. Maybe you are being dishonest, but maybe they are. This is something that you have to kind of look at, and you've got to be really honest with yourself. Like, don't be like this. You can kind of think about things in a different light. This can be delusionary, this Six of Cups. Aquarius, take a look at this honestly. Look, sometimes I don't see the truth in situations sometimes. So sometimes I just, that's why I'm really lucky I can consult the cards, and, because I meditate and I say, please guide me. What am I not seeing here? What am I refusing to see here? Right? What am I seeing but ignoring? It can be that too. So Aquarius, handle it, darling, because when the Seven of Swords comes in, whoever's lying gets caught. So you have to see the situation for what it is. Aquarius, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, give me feedback. I really welcome that. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. And stay tuned for the astrology report coming up next. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you on the other side. Hello, thank you for staying on to listen to the astrology report and find out what's going on in the celestial sky for this week. So this is for the week of February the 10th through the 16th, and there's not a lot going on during the week. There's nothing, well, look, Friday, it's Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day to you guys. I would say if you don't have a Valentine, be your own Valentine. Give yourself a romantic evening, a bubble bath or glass of wine, or, go out with friends, or, pamper yourself in some way. You don't have to feel out of sorts on Valentine's Day, and it's only a commercial holiday anyway, so it's not that important. But there are no exact aspects, and normally I don't talk about the moon, but as it's Valentine's Day, I decided to mention that the moon is in Scorpio now. When the moon is in Scorpio, the energy of Scorpio is intense, it's deep, it's meaningful. Scorpio doesn't have time for shallow friends. It's all about, something's got to mean something. It's got to be deep and purposeful. So this is kind of it can be a very intense, romantic evening on Valentine's Day. Now, not only is the moon in Scorpio on Valentine's Day, it also interacts with 3 planets, the first of which is Uranus. The second is Mercury, and the third, closely following that, is Jupiter. Now, Uranus will kind of bring in that unexpected energy. It's the planet of sudden happenings. So plans can change in the flash of an eye. So expect the unexpected. Somebody could call up and cancel plans, or even show up without warning and make plans with you. So remember spontaneity. Remember that word. Be spontaneous. And listen, Mercury's the planet of communication. So, conversations will flow, it'll be flirty, and Jupiter's coming in. There's going to be an abundance of love, laughter, and joy. Now, I will say we are getting ready for Mercury to go retrograde. So we need to be very mindful and cognizant of the things that we say. Our conversations can be taken out of context, and that is not our intention. That may not be our intention, I should say. So we need to be really careful about that. Now, so listen, the only day that something major is happening is Sunday. And there are 2 major events on Sunday. The first is Mars moves into Capricorn. Now, whenever a planet moves into another sign, it's huge energy shift. And Mars is this planet of action, right? It wants to be, it's antsy, it's got to be moving all the time. It's got so much energy, and it wants to get things done. It's the planet of war, it'll start a war, anything to get moving. So Capricorn is the planet of ambition, but also planning. And actually, Capricorn will plan something and follow it through to completion. So Mars loves being in Capricorn. It's actually exalted in Capricorn, which means he can fully express himself. Mars is very happy in Capricorn and will be able to complete projects and things that are started. So this is an incredible energy to work with. I mean, start anything that you've kind of left on the back shelf, get it out and start doing it, because you will have the stamina that will carry you through to completion. So anything you start is it's a really good opportunity. Ride the crest of the wave, darling. Co-create with the universe. And then, darling, the dreaded Mercury going retrograde. Mercury retrograde. If you don't know anything about astrology, I'm sure you've heard of Mercury retrograde. Blame it on Mercury retrograde. So Mercury is the planet of communication. It's also the planet of logic, your thought process. It rules electronics, mechanics, local travel. So, city, the public transport. So things can be delayed under Mercury retrograde, right? So what we have to do, the first thing we have to do, is to allow for extra time to get to work or for any appointments, any important appointments. We must always tack on extra time in anticipation of those delays. Now, we must always check our texts and emails. This energy, Mercury retrograde, we don't see the details. We're completely blinded to certain things that happen to me. We're in the shadow. We're already feeling it right now. So we're in the shadow period, because as Mercury slows down, the qualities of the planets, any planet that slows down ready to go retrograde, all the symbolism from that planet is amplified. So we are really, it's really slowing down. Sunday, it stations to go retrograde. It'll be retrograde till March 8th, 9th, I think it is. I have to double. I'm pretty sure it's March 8th or 9th. And then we have a shadow period after that until it kind of picks up speed when it changes direction. There's a way to handle. You can get a lot of things done in Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde can really help you in certain areas. This is an amazing time or an incredible opportunity to organize and clean and clear out. Donate those clothes that have been there for ages that don't fit you or you haven't worn for a long time. Donate them or sell them. Clear the decks. Minimalism is the word, right? So get rid, and this is a time of reflection. So it's a perfect time to meditate. It's wonderful to sort things out in your house, to clear things out, to get rid of garbage or things that you don't, really just organize and chuck it out. This is a time to plan, but don't execute. So anything that you can do behind the scenes, anything you can prepare, perhaps if you're in a business, you might be developing a new program. That's perfect to do all that work and then launch it when at the new moon or when Mercury goes direct. So we can work with these energies. We'll miss words out. We'll say the wrong words. I'm going to apologize in advance for everything that I say wrong now because that happens. So listen, I just want to say I do have a Facebook group that's an astrology group, and it's a private group, and every 2 weeks I do a live feed in that group, and we look at the new moon and the full moon and how we receive it respectively every 2 weeks. So whomever shows up will look at their sign and we'll see which area of their lives they're receiving this energy and whatever else is going on. And then I also have my tarot cards on hand to answer questions. So it's a lovely group. It's filled with love. My only requirement is that you do have a profile photo and you've had an account for a while. I don't want fake accounts, so I've had to erase a couple of accounts that were fake. And but it's lovely. It's such a lovely thing. So I hope you will join me there. Listen, sign up for my newsletter because some really cool things are coming up and I'm going to be letting people know. Everything is below. All the links below, you can check it out. Another way to help me is through Patreon. And I post things on there I don't post anywhere else. And I put the report, the astrological report, the written report, I put that up before these videos are released there. And there's different tiers. You can support me for as little as $1 a month there. It's not a lot of money, but it is to me. I can do a lot with that. So what else? That's it. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week.